What's going on, everybody? Alex from Fresh Hands again. Today we're doing a little bit of meal prepping. We're gonna smoke some sausage. I've got some jalapeno and cheddar sausages. They look pretty awesome. We got them from Kuby's Meats in Dallas. We actually had them make some venison and pork sausage for us, so we just picked that up, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna put that in our breakfast this week. So we're just gonna smoke it real quick and slice it up. So today we're going to be cooking them on the big green egg, but before I can get the big green egg fired up, we have to do a couple of things. The first thing we have to do is clean out the ash. So I've got my trusty Snow Joe here. I just picked this up a few weeks ago. The great thing about it is it has a special mesh filter inside of it that's made for vacuuming up ash. So it's a lot better than using your shop vac that you would normally use for, vacuuming up things in the garage or, picking up like a wet mess or something. For me, the verdict's still out on it because the suction's just not quite what I think it should be, but we're still going to use it and kind of test it out for the next few months. So let's go ahead and we'll vacuum out the inside of our egg. You can see we don't really have a ton of ash in there, but I always like to just kind of clean things up before we get started with our cooks. So let's go ahead and get in there. All right, so as you can see, that did a pretty decent job of getting all the ash out of our egg. So we'll set that aside. The one good thing about the Snow Joe is it is nice and compact. So when you look at my egg, you can see that right now we've got a little bit of charcoal left over from last time. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna fill that up to that first line there. And today I'm going to be using some Rockwood charcoal. It's one of the best charcoal that I've used. It's pretty awesome stuff. Burns really, really clean. They've got a nice mixture of small chunks and big chunks in there, so you're not just buying something that has all one size in it. That should be good right there. And so what I like to do is I like to take a few of these bigger pieces and kind of put them up in the middle here. And then I use these little fire starters here. They're really nice. And I'll just put it right in the kind of in the center of my coals there. And then I'm going to light it. It's a tad windy here, but should be able to get that started pretty quickly. Let that kind of go, and then I'm going to stack up those big pieces all around it. Hopefully without putting the fire out. Okay, so we're gonna let that kind of warm up a little bit. It should be about 10 or 15 minutes. And then once we have a little nice bed of coals going, I'm gonna knock them down and kind of spread them out a little bit. May throw a chunk of pecan on there just for good measure. And then we'll throw the grate in and we'll throw those sausages on. Now I'm gonna be cooking them around 300 today. I'm not looking to do a real low and slow or anything like that, but I'm looking to get a nice little bit of char on it. No plate setter or anything in the egg. So we'll see you guys back when we're ready to kind of get those coals knocked down. My coals are heated up now, so I'm gonna take my big green egg ash tool and I'm just gonna kind of knock down that little pile of those bigger coals that I had started with there before. So now that we have that kind of knocked out of the way, I'm gonna go ahead and put the grate on the grill and then let that get heated up. And I'll just close this thing up. And all I'm going to do, I'm not going to put the daisy wheel on top yet, and I'm also not going to close my vents down at all. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let this thing get to about, say, 275 degrees, and then I'm going to put my cap on, and I'm going to start closing my vents up and basically try to arrive around 300 degrees. If we go a little bit over, not a big deal at all. We're just trying to get a nice little bit of a char on these sausages. So we'll see you back when we're ready to throw the sausages on. We're right at 300 degrees now, as you can see on our awesome big green egg thermometer here. So we're gonna go ahead and put these on. So I'm just gonna put them on there. Oh yeah, you hear them sizzling already. And what I'm doing now is, some of the barbecue professionals may laugh a little bit at me, but whenever you're dealing with ground pork, it's always good to make sure that it's fully cooked. So I'm just gonna throw a probe in one of these sausages, and of course I'm using my fireboard as usual. What I'm going to do is just cook them to 160 degrees internal. I'll probably flip them in about 10 or 15 minutes. and then we'll be ready to eat. This is a really simple thing to cook on your grill, and of course cooking on the grill is going to give you all kinds of flavor that you just wouldn't get on the stove. So anyways, we'll check back with you when we're ready to pull these off. We just hit 160 degrees internal, so let's take a look at what we've got in here. Oh yeah, look at these suckers. I'm just gonna throw them on the plate here. Beautiful. Oh. A little bit of a squirter there. All right. Pull the probe out. Look at that. Hear that snap, crackle, and pop of some awesome fatty goodness. Those look delicious. We'll bring you guys back after we've rested them for about 10 minutes and kind of let these things settle down a little bit. So we'll show you what they look like when we cut into them, and of course we'll eat in front of you. Look at those beautiful sausages. Let's go ahead and cut into them. It's killing me, the suspense. Let's cut it sideways, fancy style. Your heart loves that. Alright, let's grab a piece from in here. Oh yeah, you can see the cheese all melting through the meat there, mixed in with the jalapeno. Something tells me that these are going to be some really good breakfast this week. Alright. I've never had sausage from Kubi's before with this jalapeno cheese, but that's awesome. It may not be the healthiest thing in the world for you, but I definitely recommend if you're in the Dallas area to go and pick some of that up. Even if you're not going to bring them any venison to make the sausages with, these are awesome. I can tell you this is going to go really good with my eggs in the morning this week. So, like I said, get out there, try these, and until then, happy cooking.